Yeah, another solid day. Couple under, improved a little bit on yesterday. Hit it in play a little bit more off the tee, which was nice to have some looks, out of the fairway and into some of these greens. And yeah, it was a good day. I feel like I maybe could be a couple closer to the lead, but yeah, overall, in a decent position heading into the week. Yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity. I didn't have that opportunity 6 years ago, so to play an extra 2 days in this atmosphere in front of these crowds, I'm very excited for that, and I feel like my game's definitely good enough to make a run. So, as I said, I'm excited for that. I think I let myself down more than I let the fans down, but I definitely felt like, yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was a hard pill to swallow, but at the same time, I left myself too much to do. And then this time, yeah, like I think I've gotten better. I know what I need to do to get the best out of myself in an environment like that. And I've been somewhat close to my best over the first 2 days, in little bits here and there. I'm gonna need to have it all under control and have it sort of all firing over the weekend to make a run. But yeah, it's incredible to play in front of these fans. I was saying to Tim Barter there at the Sky Cart, it was 20 years ago that I played the North of Ireland here, and never in my wildest dreams did I think that I'd be coming back as a Grand Slam champion with the support of a nation behind me trying to win an Open Championship. So count myself very grateful and very lucky that I'm in this position, and I'm excited for the weekend. I don't know if you can never flow on this. Like, this golf course is very demanding. It's quite visually intimidating off the tee. I think you see like the bunched nature of the leaderboard. It's one of these places where the holes where you have to make par, the holes where you have to make birdie, and it's everyone sort of has to play the golf course the same way. So everything becomes pretty bunched. Yeah, you can if you have a one of those out of the blue days and you can get it going, but for the most part you're just trying to pick off your birdies on the easy holes and honestly like hold on with some of these really tough par fours.
I felt like for almost 18 holes today I done what I done in the front nine yesterday. I'm comfortable on the golf course, I'm comfortable in what me and Mike are doing, and I just go out there and try and execute. I've had this before where it's not going in, but it's about staying patient and just wait on that run when they do start going in. I look at leaderboards all the time, so I'm always looking, right, where am I? Top leaderboard, bottom leaderboard. I'm always kind of keeping an eye on it, try and work my way through it and just see where the chances are. And yeah, I just keep try to play aggressively but smart at the same time. A couple of good breaks, a couple of bad breaks, but I managed to get up and down on the par 5 when I thought I'd hit the perfect golf shot. Just a solid day's work. It helps with not making mistakes because no one's running away with this. When I bogeyed 17 and I seen that they'd got to 8 when I was coming down 17, I'm like, come on, let's get one closer. Then I hold that nice putt in 17, it's like, come on, that's what it's about. And it just gives you that confidence that you're within touch. You're not too far out, but you're right there. I've always struggled with 3-woods ever since I was young, and I had that, and it worked a treat. And I actually thought it had broke in 2020 at Abu Dhabi. It just wasn't going the distances, so that's where I changed it. I stopped using it until last year, just before the Dunhill. I was searching for a 3-wood since 2020, and I went back into the cupboard and into the antiques, and I hit it a couple of times in my simulator, and it was doing everything that it used to do. It doesn't feel as much pressure, probably less expectation from myself. In 2019 I was nervous, excited, but put a lot of pressure on myself because I love the golf course and there was so much going on, first major. But now I feel like this is where I want to be. These are the tournaments I want to compete really hard in come Sundays, and I feel like the last 3 majors I've put myself in good position after 36 holes. There's potential, it could be anyone's time, but I mean, I'm in a good spot. I feel happy, confident, comfortable. So yeah, I'm going to go out there and give it my best shot all the way to Sunday afternoon. I won't back away. I mean, if I've got a chance coming in, it's completely different to Oakmont. Oakmont, I I couldn't roll the dice. It was never, let's press. It was always like, right, let's go out here with pars. Whereas this week, hopefully come the 69th, 70th hole, I've got a chance. And if I've got a chance, we'll roll it. I've got so much more confidence and so much more belief that I am good enough.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I played well for most of the round. Few frustrating bogeys in the back nine, but I got a bit of luck coming back on 18. It was one of them where I would have taken a 2-putt all day. The last 6 feet of the putt probably broke 3 feet, so a bit of luck on my side. I haven't shown the best form so far this summer, so yeah, I've tried to stay patient and work on my things, and so far this week it's been in a place where I can manage it. Last week was very, it seems like everything was off, and this week I've sort of managed that. My tee shots has been better apart from one drive today. So I've put myself in better position off the tee, and that sort of takes a little bit of pressure off the round. I don't hit a lot of drivers out here, to be fair. I've hit a lot of 2-irons and 3-woods. That's sort of been my game plan. There's certain holes where I see a different shot than probably some others do. But obviously there's certain holes where you have to hit driver. That's just how the course is designed. But I think you've got a lot of different options out there. Yeah, I mean there's not that many holes where you're gonna have 5 irons in. 11 is probably one of them. But I've just sort of accepted that I could have a 5-iron in there because that's a green you're trying to hit. If you hit the green on that hole, it's a good shot regardless. So. There's a few holes where obviously 14, I could hit a driver down there, be more aggressive, but again, I know I can put the 2-iron in play and, trying to hit an 8-iron into the green, which is not the end of the world. I played it back in 2018, played a junior tournament here.
Did you play well?
Yes and no, I think. I can't remember, to be fair.
Does it feel like county down to you at all, or are they very different courses?
They're very different, but I mean, links golf is still the same. It's you can hit a lot of good shots out there and finish 30, 40 feet from the hole. And I'm just trying not to let that affect my game plan too much and be over-aggressive.
Are you rooting for or against your brother now that you're both kind of in good position on the leaderboard?
I'm going to root for him until we're on Sunday back nine.
And did you get a midweek haircut this week?
I did, actually, yeah. I took the flow away. It got a bit too long, and I sort of thought, nah, this is the time. So I managed to get a haircut on Wednesday, and so far it's actually worked out.
You happy with that?
Yes and no. It felt like a pretty frustrating day. Didn't hit it particularly close on many holes, and yeah, missed the green with a lob wedge into 14, which after a perfect tee shot was frustrating, and obviously ended up making bogey. So that was a bit of a shame, but it's been a solid couple of days. I'm happy with a few parts of my game. I'd like to be in the fairway more this weekend. Although from the outside it looks like I'm completely gone. I feel like in my own mind I still know where I'm at. I mean, I'm not going to change. It's just how I am, how I play. I've always said as long as it's then not affecting my playing partners, then sure. There's been times where I've probably gone too far, and you comment on a putt when they're putting on the same line, and then it maybe affects where they're hitting their putt. Stuff like that. I think that's part of maybe what you learn as you kind of get more experience. So I do try and avoid that kind of thing. I really enjoyed that experience in Oakmont. I know it wasn't the ending of how I'd like to have played out, but how I dealt with everything there, and even out on the golf course at the most pressure, I still feel like I hit some really good golf shots. I kind of left feeling like proud and happy with how I dealt with everything, and I mean, I'd love to have another chance to win. So far in a decent position, but we've still got a lot of golf left to play. We'll see. I don't know what the forecast is like for tomorrow, and you still got so many amazing players like just starting their round now. So we'll see what the afternoon guys do, what the lead goes to. But from my side, it's been a solid couple of days. I'd say I feel fairly comfortable on links. I feel like I can hit certain shots which you need to do out there. But I mean, the setup at the Dunhill is very different from like what we experienced this week. For me, I don't feel like you can compare the two. Obviously, I'd love to have three claret jugs. That'd be really nice.
How do you unwind the stress after a round?
Normally, a Guinness is a pretty good way to start. Certainly this week, anyway. But I don't know. Generally, just whether it be in the house and just watching Netflix, something like that, just to get away from golf.
Couple more pints tonight?
Be rude not to. Hopefully, I've got. I think 3's the magic number. If you go past 3, you kind of.
Is that optimal level? Is it 3?
Yeah, 2 to 3, because you're definitely not close to a hangover. You still feel like you've got. I mean, hopefully I've got a late tea time tomorrow, so you can have a lay-in as well.
You seem to have a nice moment on 18 with Bo. He's been around here and steered someone to victory. Can you share what he said to you? It seemed like a nice little moment.
To be honest, I said I'll see you later for a pint. But it was a lovely moment, but no, I mean, he did say go well this weekend, which is why I responded. I'll see you later for a pint.
I've played the same as I did yesterday. That's Links Golf for you. I executed pretty much the same shots as I did yesterday. I didn't feel like I played any different. Today they just kind of went more my way, and my wedges were just a fraction better, and that was really it. Made a couple more putts and just felt like I was rolling it well today. There wasn't really much different. That's why Links Golf is the way Links Golf is. I want to go home. But I woke up this morning and I said, you know what? I can't give up. My dad always told me never to give up. Just got to keep going, and that's what I did today. And I was proud of the way I fought back. Really, really persevered through some emotionally difficult moments. I want to be a good role model for kids, and I struggled with that in my earlier part of my career, and I want it to be different now. And that's the reason why I do it. I'm getting better each time, and I think today and yesterday was a good testing moment for me to really showcase myself and doing the right thing no matter what, no matter how mad and how dumb some of the breaks and bounces are out here. I hit a great putt, hit high lip, and it was awesome to get that type of ovation coming down because, I didn't want to leave. As much as I did want to leave, I didn't want to. When I got out here, I was like, I'm going to play the weekend. And, that was kind of a appreciation, I think, clap for working hard and getting back to where I was. So I thank them for that. In order to be a complete golfer, you've got to win over here. And that's something I've struggled to do. I played well at times when it's dry and greens are more consistent in their bounce and the greens a little bit better. And but when it gets as chaotic as this, I mean, with the wind going every which way, flipping on 18 completely, when you're preparing all day for that left to right wind off 18, you have to be a complete golfer that pivots on demand. I'm working with somebody that's going to get me a ball that works better for my speeds, and hopefully there's some more improvements to be made there. That's something I hope to complete in the next year.
Before the tournament started, the executives at the RNA said that they'd held talks with the president's family to take the Open to Trump Turnberry. Obviously, your video with the president was one of the most remarkable things.
Yeah, like 15 million views.
Yeah.
Fun.
What would be your view of the Open going to his course?
I look at it as a golf course. It's one of the best golf courses in the world, and I'd love for it to be a part of the rotation. And albeit I haven't played it, I heard so many great things about it. And anytime you get to play a special historical golf course like that, I think it's worthy of it for sure.
Is he someone that, you know him, is he someone that would try and make it special because of his connection to it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he would. And he'd still probably respect the RNA and what they're trying to accomplish. And I can't speak on his behalf, but what I can say is that knowing him, he'll do as best of a job as he possibly can. And I know they won't let him down.
Places like this force you to be a little bit more creative. It's not so much of an aerial attack. There's there's probably 10 different types of clubs and irons, drivers, woods that you can hit off the tee. There's different ways to attack into the green, and there's almost always a hill that will kind of kill a shot coming into a green. And so, I don't know, I just enjoy the creativity and trying to think your way around. You're not forced to hit certain shots. You can kind of do it your own way.
What's different about Hoylake and Portrush?
They're very, very different golf courses, but the golf is similar. It's you got to be able to flight your golf ball. You got to know how far everything's going, and then you can't get frustrated. You're going to get bad breaks. You're going to end up in funny spots where it doesn't seem fair, and you just have to kind of outlast that stuff. And so although the golf courses are different, the style of golf is very similar, I think.
What was your first experience on like a true links golf course, and did you take to it immediately, or was there a bit of a learning curve?
I played the Palmer Cup at Prestwick. No, I didn't take to it. I played 4 matches, went 0-4, and I don't think I made it past like number 14. I won the Deer in 14 and was the last guy in the field at Liverpool that year. Wasn't super excited about coming over. I mean, just didn't really fancy my chances. And after I played that week, I was like, wow, I can't believe how much I enjoyed that. That was like, I love being able to hit these, stingers off of the tee that go a million yards. And I don't know, I just really kind of took to it. And then, played terrible the next 6 Opens and then started playing better over here. There's going to be challenges. This is a hard golf course. And the pins have been in really, really tough spots, and you really got to think your way around it. So inevitably, you're going to miss hit some shots and end up in some spots that you don't want to be in, and the way that you handle that will determine, the outcome of the tournament for sure.
What's the closest you came to making bogey, or was it that stress-free?
I had to get up and down on 11 from short right of the green. It was nice up and down. I had to make about a 6-footer. That was the hardest one I had. Anytime you can get in contention, have a chance to win, I mean, that's what we've all worked for our entire lives, and you don't get that many opportunities to do that. Before 23, I'd elevated my game to a different place than where it had been previous in my career. I haven't sustained winning. I've won this year, which is fantastic. And competed one other time, but just really trying to get in contention a little bit more. Find whatever it is that clicks it on, because when it's on, it's really, really good. I love the golf over here. I mean, it suits me. It's not. Distance, of course, matters over here, but it doesn't matter as much as maybe some other tournaments. There's just a million different ways to play over here. Whereas at some other majors, you get kind of stuck into this. Well, I'm gonna swing as hard as I can off this tee ball and try to hit this 7-iron as high as I possibly can and hope it stops. It would be really easy to get, when things aren't going your way, to get frustrated. But it's all just, hey, you start seeing some signs that things are going the right way.
Yeah, very pleased. Didn't expect. And actually last few holes been quite easy on us, so got lucky.
You held off Rory at Dubai 2018, going down the stretch to win by 1 shot. How much will that experience be helpful going into the weekend against some of those top players?
Yeah, definitely. Those experiences for sure have been very helpful. But most importantly, we've been working so hard to get in this position, so we're supposed to get comfortable on that.
In 2019, when you played with John Rahm and Tiger, and you hit toweringly high shots that went forever, but here you got a much lower flight. How did you develop that?
I think being playing Europe a lot, being helped a lot, and especially last few years being playing on DP World Tour. And being able to experience different kind of courses, think helped my game a lot. Yeah.
What do you remember best about those 2 days with Rahm and Tiger?
It's like a dream come true. Play with Tiger, especially during in Masters. And like I said, I didn't expect, and I quite enjoyed those 2 rounds.
What were you thinking about your own game compared to where they were?
I think if I play my best game, I can compete with anyone.
But you're in that situation that you're going to be this weekend with the top players in the world playing against them. Do you feel intimidated? Do you feel comfortable? How do you feel?
Oh, definitely won't be comfortable, for sure. Will be a lot of pressure, for sure, but just have to find a way to deal with that. It's not the first time there, so just hopefully can make something happen on the weekend.
Where would you rank this Open Championship among the other majors?
It's tough. You've been dealing with the wind all the time, firm conditions. So every major is the same. So it's just tough.
Can you talk a little bit about Jamie and what he's done for your swing? And also, do you have a favourite football team that you support as well?
Sunderland.
So you're a Sunderland fan?
Yeah, not really, because my ex-caddy is a Sunderland fan, but I just kind of kidding with you. But yeah, Goffey and I been kind of back and forth for a few times, and we've just been working those pull cut and try to avoid that snap left, which is when I joined that swing yip, you know.
And you're looking forward to having Sunderland back in the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big, important season.
Why not? Why not?
You had a wedge that said the most handsome man in China. Do you still carry that wedge?
Probably throw away already. Somehow they just randomly, the Loki boys randomly stabbed those things for me. And I did took a image to Phil Mickelson, texted him, and he goes, "Shame for your country." But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was good. I played nicely today. After the bogey start, I played really clean and hit a lot of good shots. Anytime I was out of position, I was able to find my way back to the fairway and salvage some nice pars. So I thought on this golf course that was a good start. Yeah, Colin Burns, my caddy this week. He's obviously a very well-known caddy. He caddied for Retief Goosen for many years and had a lot of success with him. But being on this side of the pond, he's from Ireland, so it's pretty cool to have him on the bag. Knows this golf course pretty well, and he's definitely been helpful the first 2 days. He came pretty highly recommended, you know, when I was looking for a guy here this week, and I can see why. He's got a lot of experience, veteran caddy. He's been on the tour for many years. I know caddied, you know, also caddied on Live, and so he's been around the block and caddied for a lot of great players, and so I thought he'd be a good fit for me this week. Yeah, well, you know, I like working the golf ball, and I don't mind playing it on the ground, and I think that it gives you that opportunity on a links golf course. In the States, the game's kind of played in the air. You know, how far can you fly it? How much can you spin it? You know, the golf courses there ask you for that. These courses ask you for shot making creativity, and I'm able to kind of dig back into my creativity a little bit and play shots that I normally wouldn't be able to play in the States. So it's pretty fun. Yeah, no doubt. You know, it does, but. I will say I'm playing the golf course a lot differently than I did in 19. I don't know if you know, the conditions I think are a little bit different, but I'm hitting a lot of different clubs off the tee. I'm a little more aggressive this year. You know, I'm hitting more drivers than I did in 19. But that's just the way I'm playing and the way I see it right now. So, but it is nice to come back to a golf course you've had some success and had a nice finish. You know, we're looking to get 2 more spots better than last time.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously disappointing on 17, but. To roll one in on 18 there is obviously a huge bonus. You know, I felt like you know, every facet of my game was on today, and I felt like I've really played solid. So to take advantage of the opportunities I had out there was obviously really positive.
And up there at the top end of the leaderboard, which is all we can hope for.
Definitely. You know, it's give myself an opportunity to win the golf tournament, and but there's still, you know, a hell of a long way to go. So. Obviously, the aim of the game is to stay in it for as long as possible and hope you can pull away right at the death. But you know, I've obviously 50% there. And you know, we'll see what the weekend brings. My tendency is to get a bit fast when you know, I'm playing well. So I do think it's ridiculous that, you know, the pace of play that it's been a combination of the way the golf course is, you know, reachable par fives and all that normal stuff. But you know, it starts with the players as well, and starts with the rules officials. And obviously, we'd all like to be around in 4.5 hours, but that's the case. And you know, 5 and whatever it was today, but that is what it is. You know, just accept that and you know, try and stay as focused as I can on my own game and you know, play as best as I can. I wouldn't say I necessarily feel as much pressure. The pressure's, you know, he's going to have the expectation to go out and dominate, and you know, he's an exceptional player. He's world number 1. You know, seeing Tiger-like stuff. So I think the pressure for him is to win the golf tournament. Obviously, for me, I'm going to have, I hope, some more home support than him. But you know, it's an exciting position for me to be in, given where I was earlier this year. There's nothing better than being in contention. You know, it doesn't feel a bit uncomfortable at the time, but that's what you're searching for. You know, you want to feel that. It means, you know, it means you're doing something right for the most part. So yeah, it's great to have an opportunity over the next 2 days, and it was last week as well, and the week before, and you know, it must be fantastic for Scotty.
Your earliest memories of this thing?
I went to Hoylake in 2006. I got to 18 as Tiger finished his second round, I think. He walked past us. He was doing his card, so I got to see him, so that was cool. And then I remember, you know, staying till late, you know, last group's coming in, you hear the reversing of a truck, like, as people are stood over tee shots, and, the 4 o'clock times, for the most part, it's players that aren't as well known necessarily, and it was awesome for me. My brother and my dad, we got given balls by Vaughan Taylor and Shiv Kapoor, and when I got on tour a few years later, or quite a number of years later, I reminded them that they gave me golf balls. So, that was my first and main memory, really.
Your wife published a video on TikTok where you mark your golf ball with
She does not mark my golf balls. Yeah, she does not. No, she does not, and I will not let her. No,
I haven't
no.
played with those this week.
I have not. No.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.